With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank, on the field.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Let's go. The Seahawks take over first down and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Come off the ball.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second.
On not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not your normal call in short yardage, but the toss works very well there. Big people out in front, being physical, and they pick up a first down.
Here's Carson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On second and 12, Wilson, and that is incomplete here. Chris Carson, the intended receiver, and now it's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's first and 10 up at the 46. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll bring up a second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a first and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon.
Call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a second and 3. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. He was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that.
Allen now on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain of 32 that time.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And a look at Seattle's defense.
Eric Berry's the textbook definition of ball-hawking safety. You name it, he can do it on the football field.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now a give right side. Manning. And they'll get this down to the 10. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive. Establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says, if you do anything but run the ball behind us, you're crazy. They have really moved it well on this drive, and they want to finish it off the same way.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Mike, ready? Mike, 5-4. Here we go, here we go.
On 2nd and 2, Allen. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That goes in the category of a play that the defense is going to cherish and excites them. A completion, yes, you give up the pass, but no gain. I mean, that's exactly what you want on defense.
And sets up the 4th down. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
They go play action here on 1st down. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Ground 80! Check, watch 54, watch 54. Hey, we gotta get this back.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Manning. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Allen's throw caught by Jones. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
On 1st down, Allen. Caught by Jones. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
I can't help it. Every time I see Eric Berry make a play, as we just saw him make a tackle there, I just want to stand up and applaud.
Because he went to Tennessee like you?
Well, that doesn't hurt one bit, but how about the comeback? I mean, he came back from beating cancer and getting back to Pro Bowl level, one of the best players in the game.
Second down and goal. Allen, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great effort there. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. It's a big play there for Seattle. 45 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. And he's got some space here. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Now a give right side. Carson. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They come up in an offset eye. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. From 4 yards out, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the T in the offense. They trot back out there. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Everyone got four down. Mike's 50.
And here's Allen throwing again. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A big play there by Gordon, and even 50 yards on the ground. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
On 2nd and goal, Allen. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great play there. Now with his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Wilson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Going for Metcalf on the deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To the air, Allen. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
54. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On first down, Manning. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
On 2nd and 12, Allen. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 60 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
We got this.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. He's got his man here. It's Gary Jennings Jr. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 36.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace, Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 36. Now it's Carson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. Now it's Wilson.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
This will be fielded at the 8. Now a hit and a loose football. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're march off another 15 against your squad.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They'll run on 1st down. It's Manning, and effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Manning. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play charts and see if they can dial up another one.
So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Reset, cut right. Get him, get him, get him.
They run it with Carson. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Wilson operating from the gun. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 36. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yes, the secret knock is still there. How about him getting it done? Proud of him.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 36. This is Carson. Oh, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
1st down, Seattle.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Matt Milano Coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now it's Wilson, and this is going to be intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. 20. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
58. 58 right there. Here we go, here we go.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 34-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 21.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Here's Wilson. Got Gordon open, completes it. And he'll be out of bounds. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Check. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time.
12.
Throwing again here. Wilson under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Matt Milano gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Wilson. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jacob Hollister there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bills are going to recover. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down. It's Manning, and he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 3rd down, Manning. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
They'll run on first down. It's Manning. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bills will add on to their lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the
And now I'm listening to you. So for Buffalo,